Thanks for joining us. I'm Ethan Douglas. Over the last 30 days, the U.S. stock market has gone through a correction. That means a decline of 10% or more in the price of a stock from its most recent peak. The NASDAQ Composite dropped 9.73% from its most recent peak, while stocks like Tesla, Amazon, Home Depot, Microsoft, General Motors, and Nike all experienced at least a 7% drop. These drops were fueled by panic and overselling from investors watching their stocks fall dramatically. It's always hard to tell when a correction will stop, but if you look at this past year, there have been a positive push each time Congress approved new stimulus checks, which could happen again soon. Like many problems in today's world, COVID-19 is largely responsible for a global shortage of semiconductors, and that impacts all kinds of industries, including cars, medical equipment, and even video games. The electric car industry has been hit particularly hard. Ford, General Motors, Toyota, Subaru, and Audi have had to close some factories. These companies have had to drastically cut their forecasts for production. The latest company to take a hit is Tesla. It has had to stop production of the Model 3 and Model Y at its Fremont factory. This has had a drastic impact on Tesla's stock, which has fallen by almost 40%. No one knows how long the shortage could last. Some experts say 2 quarters, while others guess up to 2 years.
With mortgage interest rates rising over the last few days, many banks are worried about inflation. With the inflation rate last year only rising by 0.62%, many are worried that it is going to rise significantly more this year. Experts also think that this could cause the housing market to crash. Many experts are also saying the stimulus checks over the last year that raised the U.S. debt total by 14% is going to be to blame.
Going to church during a pandemic can be particularly difficult, and going to a church with an older, smaller congregation has its own set of challenges for the people and the ministry at the Flower Mound Presbyterian Church.
I got a chance to interview a few churchgoers on how their congregations have been affected by the pandemic. With church being a large social gathering, our first question was how did they maintain their weekly activities during the quarantine?
When we were under probably 6 weeks, maybe 2 months worth, all the church services and special services were done by Zoom, as will be the church service tomorrow. It will be done by Zoom. There will be a Bible study group at 10 o'clock on Tuesday. That'll be done by Zoom. There'll be a Bible study Wednesday at 7 p.m. That'll be done by Zoom. And if there's a committee meeting that needs to be done, the committee chair will make known that at 6 o'clock we're going to have a property committee meeting on Zoom.
Another topic was money.
There's been money. We're a small church. We'll have maybe 25 or 30 here on Sundays. And large. They're an elderly church, so it's not like they're at the beginning of their careers. They're not by any means rich, but they definitely want to put a lot of what they have earned over their years into the church.
With a significant portion of funding coming from its own congregation, it leaves us to ask, what about government aid?
We have not applied for, nor have we received any direct aid from the federal or the state government that I'm aware of.
With an elderly church, safety is one of their main priorities.
The sanitation process involves one, separation. There you see the blue tape. Choreography, that if there's any movement of the congregation, it's all in a one-way line and they don't go past each other. It gets wiped down before church on Sunday morning, and that's usually the back of the pews, the pulpit. The music director wipes the piano down.
We talked to a different church member to ask them how the pandemic has affected her ability to attend church.
The last time I attended church was with my mom and my nephew, I believe. And it's been about a year now since the pandemic has also been about a year. So I would say COVID is the reason why we haven't gone to church in a year. And it's almost to the day.
Flower Mound Presbyterian has an in-person service at 9:30 a.m. on Sunday. More news coming in about New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. 2 more women have come forward with accusations against him, bringing the total to 5. A former press aide, Karen Hilton, said she was invited to a dimly lit hotel room with the governor in 2000 after a work event in Los Angeles. She says Cuomo embraced her and pulled her back as she tried to leave. Another ex-aide, Anna Liss, said the governor hugged and kissed her on both cheeks and grabbed her waist. Liss has also stated that the Governor Cuomo's workplace conduct diminished her to just a skirt. On March 5th, the governor was stripped of his temporary powers that he was given to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.